man. How are you, Derek?
I'm good, bro. How are the beaners, man? I'm glad you guys are back.
Yeah,
love you guys. I love you. I only say that I wish I could touch all your faces and kiss you.
Gross. Gross. Not okay.
Every listener. I know most of you are men.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll grab you right on the
pretty much
face.
all of you are men.
Right on the face. No, that's not true. We got a lot of women listeners.
Even
bro.
the beautiful women, y'all are men. If you listen to this podcast.
Son is being a goofball today, guys. But you know what? I'm in a goofy mood.
Yes, it's goofy time.
It's goofy time. I smoked a little reefer, as I do before every podcast that we've ever done for 130-some episodes. But today I'm feeling it a little more, man. I smoked a little reefer, and I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling high.
Yes.
We're having a game night tonight with some friends coming over, funny comedians. And I did another friend's podcast, Craig Conant.
Check it out. Community service.
Community service. I did the episode that we just did.
Although by this time it's been a couple episodes since he's released it.
Oh yeah, but that's our boy, man. Go check that shit out. Community service, Craig Conant, available on all platforms. You can hear me, but you beaners know me. It's me being me. But go listen, bro. Go support my boy. He has a great podcast and he's a good dude and he's a fucking goofball. I'm pretty sure he's mentally retarded. So go support that.
There's a chance. There is a chance.
Go support that, dog.
But before we get into
how you been? How you been?
Oh, okay. I've been good. You know what I mean? Again, not gay, but I've been good. I thought unemployment was extended for a couple weeks. The benefits and stuff, but it turns out they're just talking it over, so it's not extended a couple weeks. So July 31st right now is going to be the last of the unemployment checks, and it's going to be really interesting in the world after that.
Yep.
It's going to be really interesting in the world after that. How are people going to afford rent? How are people going to afford food? What are people with kids going to do?
Well, I can tell you.
Who knows?
I can tell you.
What? Except burn it down. That's the only thing we can do.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I heard from a comedian. I can't remember his name, and I don't think he's funny. But he said once that his advice to everyone is have rich parents. And if you don't have rich parents, try it on the next go around. I can't remember the comedian's name, but he's terrible.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's a great joke written by a great comedian.
Do you remember his name?
No, but I'm sure he's really funny and really handsome and has a really good beard, and women should date him. That's what I think. He has
some clips on the internet. Go check him out.
Yeah, I think he was a great comedian, and it's not the worst advice in this situation. It's kind of fitting. If you have rich parents, at the very least, you'd be like, okay, at least I have a place to go, and I at least have someone to lend me some money if the times get really bad. And for those of you who don't have rich parents, the fuck you doing?
Yeah, that's what you said.
The fuck you doing? The fuck you doing? What kind of bullshit choice did you make to have poor parents?
Yeah, it's funny.
You idiot.
When I was asking you how you were doing, I didn't know you were gonna tell everyone who listened to our podcast who's poor that things are about to get horrible. But that's what he told you guys. I don't control him.
Yep.
He's his own man.
Yeah. It's about to get bad, and that's why I submit that we, let's keep
listening to Spoil the Beans.
Keep listening to Spoil the Beans, and let's eat the rich. Burn.
And before you eat the rich, tell them to listen to Spoil the Beans, because if they don't die, at least they'll be like, "What was that last thing they said?"
Right. Yes. Let them know that we're on your side.
Yeah, but listen to it. But then again, I don't mind whoever listens.
Remember to loot the offices of large corporations and not small businesses. Let's
He's trying to start a war. I want companies that we're burning down to throw some shekels at us. So either way, both things can happen, and I'm happy about both of them.
I would say the war is probably way more likely than the companies being like, here's some help. Well, hell no.
You never know, man. Get enough listens. Tell your friends, guys. And tell your enemies.
Yeah, send this to large corporations and be like, hey, what do you want?
Or just a nigga down the street you don't like. Be like, hey, listen to this podcast I like. Fuckface. Tell everybody. That's what Spoil the Beans is all about.
That's a good point.
Man, but you guys stay strong out there, bro. And because it's going to get bad, nigga. It's going to get bad. right, Hassan.
Welcome to the third world, baby.
We're going to be one day, but
I mean, we're already there.
We got some water beans, though. We repping. We got Laker hats. We got dope clothes. You know what I'm saying? Hassan.
Yes. Well, we got to talk about.
Did you tell me? Did you do your homework?
Yes, I did watch. I watched Antoine Fisher.
Because that's the movie we did last week.
Yes.
Go listen to that. Fuckface and catch up.
Okay, well, again.
It's funny because to me, it's funny a person who's like, oh, well, now I got to go listen to Antoine Fisher.
Yeah.
And listen to Antoine Fisher. And then they go start. And then they got
to listen to Bohemian Rhapsody.
And then it just keeps going and going and going.
Until they reach Titanic. And so Antoine Fisher, I watched it. It was very good. It was, you know what it was? I like.
It is very good.
Yeah. Usually when I have to watch a heavy movie, it's like, oh God, here we go. Here we go. It's about to be heavy. But at least with this one, it was like, all right, I know there's light at the end of this tunnel. I know there's, nice.
He wins.
He wins. He calms down.
He calms down. That's so funny.
What?
You mean he deals with his molestation?
Yeah, molested.
Oh, God, dude.
He was molested.
In the cool way though, by a woman, guys. So
yeah. In a way that makes some guys go nice, as South Park would say.
A lot of guys.
Yeah.
A lot of women too.
God, damn, that scene was very intense. That gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, what do you mean? Being a pure pedophile? That
Yeah.
was a pure. This is just as pure as a priest or any other pedophile you've ever thought of in your life.
Taking advantage of foster kids, just you had because the power dynamic in that situation. It's like, damn.
He's also 6, so it's absolutely. I mean, not that there's any age that makes it grow, but you know what I'm saying. But just any kid, like when someone's like pure, like fucking adolescent child, it's like, whoa, dog.
That's before adolescent. 6 is like child.
I don't even know what it is, nigga. See what I'm saying? It's like I don't even know, nigga. That shit is just. God damn, fool. That shit's fucked up, bro.
And she's also like clearly a loser of some kind. The life was bleak. I mean, the reverend and his wife. The life is they're at the church, and there's only pretty much their family at the church.
Yep. That's why they're poor.
Oof.
They're on welfare.
Yeah. Ooh. It's like, damn. You're not connecting with the audience at all. You can't keep people.
No, because you're full of shit.
And people can feel it.
Yeah, you're so full of shit.
But aren't they all a little bit full of shit?
Yeah, but I mean, no, they're like, we're talking about pure evil, though.
Yeah. You have these foster kids. You act like you care, but you don't care. You beat them.
Unconscious.
Jesus. And then the grocery store scene was intense, too. I mean, I feel like if you're going to rob the store, you got to give your friends a heads up beforehand.
That's on Jesse.
Right? So just be like, be a lookout. Okay, motherfucker, this is not the time to talk in riddles.
He didn't say be a lookout. At least then,
look out for me. But
at least if he said be a lookout, I'm like, oh wait, are we getting into something?
Okay.
You just said look out for me, which could mean anything.
Well, that's what I mean. Don't fucking talk in riddles. This is not the point.
Say look out for me. I'm about to go rob this fucking convenience store, and then I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, what? And then now we're having a discussion.
Right. But to just spring that on your friend is fucking insane.
Golly, dude. Man, I just got to your house. Haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah. I've been living on the streets. You're not going to let me have a day off?
I'm going to the fucking Navy.
Damn, he ran to the recruiter, huh?
I would have.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just this sucks.
If you're in that situation, it's like, isn't that the only way out? If you're in a situation like that, I was really thinking about that. If you're a kid who's in his situation, is there another way out of a bad, like the bad cycle that isn't military?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Like what? You're in a situation, you know what I mean? So education, that lane is shut off to you because of your parents.
I would say, I mean, I'm not saying it's, of course, the challenge, it's bullshit that the challenge like this it makes it impossible.
Right.
But I would say you could get whatever job you could get and work your way up. That is always possible.
Like a corporate, like a McDonald's or whatever.
Any kind of job like that. Because I mean, it's been done.
Yeah.
It has been done. And work your way up, and then through that, you'll be able to go to school and all those things. My mom did it. That's why I was like, it can be done.
Yeah.
But you have to be a particular person. And so it's like it's unfair that not every. So it's like you're saying that these people who have like, special mindsets to get out of situations,
right?
You know, I'd say your mom did it and your dad did it.
Right.
You know? But to put that on everybody else who didn't do it and be like, hey,
pull yourself up by your bootstraps,
you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Look at Michael Jordan. He did it. And it's like, hey, bro, come on. All right. I know he did it, but let's relax. Let's not, let's use him as an example. Let's use certain people as examples. But I agree with you that, like, no, for most people, it is the military would be your only option.
Right.
It's an impossible. You have no other fucking choice.
Especially when you have anger like that.
Yeah, and it's like, well, either that or fucking they get you fucking in jail and get you in that slavery system. So it's kind of fucked.
Yeah, it just was a bad situation for him. It also sucks that it for him that too. Like, it turns out his dad's family was like, at least from what we can see of it, was like, oh man, really chill and accepting of him, and like really wanted him to be part of the family. They just didn't know he existed. Yeah.
Well, it looked like the dad, from what you hear about him, it sounds like he was just a guy who liked pussy.
Yeah.
I mean, it never once said the dad was a bad guy, was this, that, and the third. The mom was turned up, clearly.
Right.
But it never says anything what about, it's just he clearly liked pussy.
Fucked a lot, and then didn't tell. Then I don't think he even knew his mom, Antoine's mom, was pregnant. What is happening? Why are you flexing?
Because I look good.
This is not the time to flex.
I look good, though.
We're talking about the foster care system.
Yeah, but hey, dude, sometimes you see your arms and you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Like, yeah, I have parents. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I do have parents.
Yeah.
My parents love me, too, dude. I'm about to go see my dad literally in 2 days because I fucking love him so much.
Okay,
He loves me, and hopefully I don't give him the virus, but you never know.
Well, what if they're working? What can you do already? You know. What
I mean? If you're like, oh my God, it's like, bro, my dad's working, nigga. Frito-Lay dropping off chips in every convenience store ever. They couldn't having to touch everything, so it's like, he needs help moving the house. He needs help. People need help. Somebody, what am I supposed to do? Leave him there to move furniture down the stairs by himself? He's fucking 1,000,000 years old. He can't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do. He can work, but you know what I'm saying, y'all. You fucking fuckfaces.
Yeah.
Who would have a problem with that?
I felt that way about visiting my mom too. It's just like, oh man, she's in people's mouths all day.
Your mom's got it. People are coughing in her butt, in her face.
Yeah, not in her butt. That's not how you. I don't know when the last time you've been to the dentist was, but it's not in play.
Well, pretty much every single person comes in there is making out with your mom.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like, I gotta visit her. But if she hasn't got it already, there's a good chance she might get it, and I gotta visit her before she gets sick.
My mom got it.
Yeah, your mom did get it.
My mom has it. My mom's fucking nursing home administrator, got it just doing nursing home shit. But she also, she's in Arizona and around Phoenix where it's like, yeah, exactly. Exploded.
And everything's open.
Top blew off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Club Corona is what I believe they're calling it. Turned up to the max. I believe DJ Khaled is performing.
Yeah. Corona. Your mom got sick, and Corona was like, another one.
But my mom's fine. Obviously, I'm sitting there cracking jokes. It'd be hilarious if I was like, "Hey, she's on a ventilator," but we'll see.
Oh, spoil the beans keeps going, baby.
Oh, dude, we never stop. Yeah. We don't stop. Anyway, we'll talk about something else now. I'm sad. No, she's fine. She's fine. She's just, very minor symptoms. Mm-hmm. But my mom takes pretty good care of herself. So, but I was worried. I was nervous when she said she had it. But then we started talking, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, you're fine. And then we've been talking, so it'll go its course. But I'm more worried about her job, and that fucked up. Because that's what's worried about this virus, is it's like, it's so deadly for some people, right? And that's horrible. And that's like the worst thing ever. That is the worst thing ever. But then for the rest of, and I hate to say this, and I know it sounds fucked up, for the rest of us who don't die, who have to keep living on this fucking shitty planet, this, thing that is existence, that we all have to go through, we all have to keep going. And when you do that, you have to work. You have to work. That's just what it is. Mm-hmm. If you're going to keep existing, you have to work. Unless government or whatever, or whoever's in charge wants to be like, no more work, we're all going to just share and eat. And, the billionaires are going to give up everything. The billionaires are going to play ball so it could be just one earth and one global, peaceful, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Obviously not that. So we're not going to do that. Well, then we got to work. We got to work. You got to let us work. You got to let people work. So that's why I said, health is completely first. But now that my mom is in the percentage of the 90 whatever percent of people who are okay. Yeah. And I'm not, and that ain't me going like, oh, fuck the other. No, I feel terrible if, that's awful, bro. You lost a family member. You know what I'm saying, nigga? That's fucking the worst ever. I don't want anybody, also, even if you got sick or whatever, but like, I'm just saying, like, for the people who are fine, what do they do?
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do with that person? Do we just stop the work? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's tough, bro. People gotta live. People gotta eat. People ain't rich. People ain't got $1 million saved in the bank, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody got that.
It is a weird double-edged sort of like. I mean, we should like things like restaurants. Obviously, right now shouldn't be open, but it's like the people who work there. It's like if they're not open, it's like how are they gonna like? Eventually, they're not gonna be like they're not gonna be able to make rent. I mean, right now we don't know the extent of how bad it is, but once evictions start happening, and look, this could be in the peak of the virus. If they want to start evicting people, they're going to start evicting people. There was a judge. They're evicting people in, like, Oklahoma now. They're starting to. And there was a judge. As he was approving these evictions, we're like, man, this is fucked up. I can't believe we're doing it. I mean, he's the legal equivalent of, like, this is bad.
I'd have loved if he said this is fucked up.
No, he said the equivalent of, like, man, this is fucked up. But what did he do? He kept approving the evictions. It's coming, man. It's coming. So it's like, we're like, what do we, the regular person, like, what do we do? What do we truly do?
You gotta let people. I mean, you gotta let people work, bro. Mm-hmm. I hate to say that shit, but I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what's it called?
I hate to say it. Ain't like I'm saying it like on some like and work. Yeah, I'm saying like, hey, bro. This at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you weigh it all, and it's like, oh, but people are gonna. I know, bro. I know people are gonna die. It could have been your mom. I know, nigga. Oh, you're just saying that because it wasn't. What is my dad supposed to do? Not go to work?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear.
Like, I don't know we don't have $1 million. Like, who's going to pay for the funeral? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do people think this is?
Right. It's like,
like money's not real anymore. It's like, I know. I'm not saying, but money's still real. I hate that we still live in this world where money is also blood. Yeah. Because that's what we made it.
And at this point, it's clear that Congress is not going to help us. They're literally about to go on vacation right now. They're about to go on a month vacation or a 2-week vacation right now.
That's why the people.
So it's like it is what it is. We have to start working to survive.
Now I'm not. Of course, I'm not. The people who are like, I want to go to a bar and a beach and they got a gun. Fuck those people. They can suck my dick all day. Mm-hmm. But the people who are like, oh man, look at all these dummies who are like, I want to, I'm going to a restaurant or whatever. It's like, bro, I'm not saying fuck the guy who wants to just go to a restaurant and he's protesting about it, but the owner the people who are mad at restaurant owners for wanting to be open, what the fuck are they supposed to do? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Not everybody assumes so much because you just assume that like, oh, they got money. It's like, no, bro, not everybody got whatever money situation you think people have. It ain't always like that, dog.
Yeah.
It ain't always like that, man. So it's like, I don't like, of course, bar owners, like people are mad at these bar like owners for wanting to be open and shit, and like because they're protesting. Of course, they want to be. They don't want to. They're looking at like 2 years down the line, like, oh my god, I'm gonna be poor. What the fuck? How am I gonna pay for my kids? What? Oh shit. That's what people are. That's why they're mad, dude. People aren't just protesting because they just want to fucking. I want people to drink into my bar. Like, it's deeper than that. People are fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's why people don't like either side. Well, there's dummies on both sides that ruin everything.
What's it called? That's why the conversation on Twitter is so skewed to like, oh, this is all bad, this is all bad. But this is all coming from like a lot of the Twitter people are like these white kids with rich parents. These like super liberal like white kids with rich parents who just don't understand like, damn, this is a fucked up situation for a regular person.
Yeah.
This is you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just like, what are you supposed to do when the government doesn't give a fuck? You're supposed to take matters into your own hands. That's the only thing you can do.
So you want to work?
You got to. You don't want to be out of it because you know what's worse than working during a global pandemic is being homeless during a global pandemic. That's worse.
Especially if you're and I hate to, if you're like one of the people like my mom, who get the virus. Mm. And nothing happens.
That's what you kind of have to bet on.
And now you're homeless. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Because you didn't keep working. You see what I'm saying? Like my mom is working from home, like, and she's planning on going back because she has to. She has to go back in there. You know what I'm saying? Like for these people, that's why it's like it sucks that people are dying, bro. And I know I might sound like an asshole fool, but like, what are the other people who are living? What are we supposed to do?
Well, we'll find out once this unemployment runs out,
and we'll also find out what the answer to all this. At the end of this episode. Stay tuned.
Beaners, this is your intermission right now.
Before we get into the episode you are here for, really quick, thank you for listening. Yes, we love you.
We do. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes.
Please rate and review. That stuff matters. We could use the help, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it.
Tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it. You keep going back and listening to old episodes. That's how we know you love it. We appreciate that.
And follow us on Instagram at Spoil the Beans, and then you can find our individual Instagrams. We're linked on everything. Follow
Derek
us from
Poston, Sanamad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Greg Scamato for making our theme music. If you want some more samples from him or maybe help from him, check out gregcanhelp.com.
Yep.
Yeah. And now back to your future presentation. We're back.
Santa. That's your nickname now, Santa Claus.
Why? Why is it Santa Claus?
Because you're a fucking child molester.
What? What? What?
Or because you have a beard. One of those two things. But either way, I don't like you. And we're getting rid of you. And we're getting them off the podcast, guys. Don't worry. I will figure it out. There are other people that would rather do it.
Nope.
Craig Conant said he would do it.
Nope.
That's why go listen to his community service episode of the podcast.
Nope.
Because he would do it.
Nope. He's not doing this. There's no way he's doing this.
But you know what you should do?
What?
Because Craig Conant's hopefully going to do this when we get rid of you. But you know what everyone should do?
What?
Go to Instagram
Oh, yes.
and follow Darren Bates.
DarenBates. Darren Bates.
At WestlandSon_56 on Instagram. That is the name. He is the man. He is a guy.
Yes, who loves this podcast and would love for you to follow him.
He does love this podcast. We love him, and he would love for you to follow him.
That's all he wants. That's all he's selling. Just follow him on Instagram. Darren
not that
Bates.
fucking hard.
Nope.
It's not that fucking hard.
Tell him that the Beans sent you.
Please, whenever you follow him, say, the Beans sent me. He sends me those screenshots, and it makes me come at night.
Yep, that's what it takes for Derek to come.
That's right.
Yep, and he's turning on the fan, and I'm just giving you the play-by-play of what's going on, because it's hot in this room. We don't have air conditioner.
Not in this room. We have it in the house.
No.
We have it in the house, just not in this room in particular. Ooh, but that's so much better immediately.
Yeah, already. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, well.
Well, hey, do it one more time so it's like less. I'll do it now.
Can you do it?
I'll do it now. Yeah,
Closer.
you talk.
I'll talk because I'm better at talking, and Hassan is better at doing things. He's brown. That's what I would say they were born to do, which is our work.
There we go. A brown guy fixed it.
Like
What's
I said,
new with America, huh?
You know, that's how things should be always.
Yeah.
You guys should always be the working class, and black people should own everything. That's what I think.
Man, I mean, if we're the working class, I don't even know what class you guys would be.
Yeah, so I'm saying we get to own everything, and you guys, they should make you guys the new football players.
Oh man, I wouldn't mind that.
A little less exciting, but how fun, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe a little less athletic, a little bit. You know, I don't think there's many dope one-hand catches in the end zone.
No.
But really, really good spending of all their money.
Yeah, and really well drawn out plays. The plays on paper are really, really
on paper,
good.
you'd be like, "Fuck! I wish they were the athletic guys doing this." But man, we're very creative and very engineer-like. You guys are good at being engineers.
Doctors, lawyers.
Yeah, you guys are not good at fullback.
No. But I will say this: there's more doctor and engineer and pharmacist positions available.
No, fullback's
than
hard.
Fullback, yeah.
Imagine getting that job, bro.
Yeah, especially because it's a dying position.
And a lot of white guys play it.
Yeah.
Your fullback's white.
Our fullback is white.
He's a Jew.
He's not a Jew.
But his name has Jew in it.
His name has Jew.
So that makes
kind
him
of. No. No, he's no.
Deshaun Jackson's in trouble for saying Jewish stuff.
Yeah, hey, guys.
By the way, that's where we are in the world right now.
Yeah, that's what just happened. Don't quote Hitler. Okay, you know what? I'm not telling you what to do. Quote Hitler if you want to quote Hitler. Fine.
Because don't act like Hitler didn't have some bars.
Oh, Hitler had some lines. Ooh, work will set you free, son. Hard. But don't quote Hitler and then be like, well, why are people mad? I don't understand.
I don't think, but to his defense, because you're absolutely right. Don't do it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But to his defense, I don't think black people, and I'll say this, I don't think black people. We know Hitler's bad, but we ain't thinking about him like that.
That's fair.
Like, we know he's bad. We know he's bad.
We
know he's bad. We know he's horrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying black people don't know. Black people know that the nigga's horrible. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think we look at him like Voldemort, like how other people do. Like, we erased this nigga.
That's fair. right? Where you don't, but to not understand why people then would be afraid of Voldemort.
He just didn't know. He's just like oh damn. He's like hey bro, to y'all he's Voldemort. To me he's Chucky. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I was like, look at what Chucky said one day, which is its own version of crazy.
Yeah,
I'm just playing a little devil's advocate here. Don't fucking start an uprising. Also, if you do, I won't give a shit.
Also, to then quote Hitler and then be a misquote of Hitler is like another level of like making it worse for some reason. I think that's funny. It's like, well, if you're gonna quote Hitler, do the real guy.
Yeah, it was a misquote, which is funny.
There's something funny about that.
Some guy named Dan who worked at a Whataburger.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I can make this. This sounds like Hitler said it.
But what they were talking about, what's funny? Because I actually read what they were talking about, and it's like I get what he was talking about was how black people are being treated.
Right.
That is, if you read what the motherfucking quote said, it was like, take all the bullshit out of it. How Hitler said it, and it was a misquote and all that. I read what he said. It wasn't like the thing said all Jews must die, and that was the quote he was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, so relax, Jewish people.
Yeah.
Because that's what all these Jewish people are acting like he said something bad about Jews. And it's like no. He took a quote that your Voldemort said. You know what I'm saying? And he took a quote and he fucking whatever. But like, don't act like he said like it had nothing to do with y'all. It was about black people. So I don't like all the Jewish people coming out of the woodworks talking about like, oh man, this racist football player. Like, no, racist, no. Not giving a fuck about you guys, yes. Racist, like, it's the kind of this is how he was racist against y'all. How white people are racist against us. Just like how you Jewish people are racist against us. How you guys turned an eye on everything else. How you guys have been living in America and just turned an eye on all this other shit. That's what he's saying. You know what I mean? He just turned an eye on your guys' shit. Kind of said the wrong thing.
Well, it's also the thing is it's Hitler, and when you say anything negative about Hitler, it's gonna get blown up in the media. Especially anything remotely negative about Jewish is gonna be blown up in the media because it's controlled by those dirty, dirty people.
Now that's one take on it. I would just say it's controlled by those people. But that's how we all differ in the world. Yeah. And also, it's like I don't like when Jewish people get on their high horse, like
like they're not in Palestine fucking shit up right now.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. You guys suck too. Yeah. Like, oh my God, And also, like, you've just been there for black people forever. Hey, we can talk a little shit about you. Yeah. We're allowed to. Hey, we are not white people. We can talk shit about you guys all day long. Go fuck yourselves. With, a kiss and love.
Yeah, shout out to all our Jewish beaners.
Of course, shout out to our Jewish beaners. That's the only Jews that matter.
Yeah.
With your bullshit religion. Oh, we only like the one book. Hey, you don't get to pick and choose. You don't get to pick and choose. Come on, get on this rant with me. It's fun.
You say the thing that can be applied to all religions.
Yeah, but it's fun. Yeah, we're not talking about all religions right now. We're talking about Jews.
Yeah, fuck you, Jews. You don't get enough.
Come on, dog. We shit on Muslims and blacks all day. We never give it to the Jews on our podcast.
That's true.
And I don't want y'all to feel left out.
Yeah.
Y'all can eat a dick sometimes.
We're doing this for you.
Yeah, like you said, you're over there in Palestine fucking eating people or whatever the fuck y'all are fighting over there. You're fighting for for
land that you took.
Who gives a shit? Nobody owns anything.
Yeah.
It's always here already. Did we all forget? It was all here already. But don't act like you're fucking on your fucking high horse with your fucking money and your gold hidden somewhere. Fucking thinking you're better than the black people. I don't like that. I just didn't like that. I was like, hey, bro, all right. He didn't say anything negative about y'all, bro. So get the fuck out of here. I don't like. I don't like when black people or anybody gets mad at anybody really for something that it's like. Just like some cancel culture kind of, just like some sensitive, you know what I mean? Like some sensitive shit. It's like, he said that. Did you read it? Because it said nothing bad about it. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, what do we, we're mad that he had a thought and posted it on Twitter? Jesus fucking Christ. You didn't agree with it. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't, at the end of the day, you didn't agree with it. Like, go, whatever. It was not hateful. It was not from a place of like, that's what I'm all about intent, man. I'm all about intent, dude.
Nah, it was an
ignorant intent. It was not a malicious intent.
It was kind of too stupid to be really hateful.
That's what I'm saying. You felt that.
It was very like I looked at it as like, damn, this guy is fucking dumb.
He just doesn't know. Doesn't know. But to read that and be like, oh, this was a football player, another black guy football player against the Jews. It's like, I know what are you talking about, y'all? The fuck y'all? Jews think they're like everybody's out against them, and it's like, look, bro, you guys just suck. Everybody's out against everybody. You know what I mean? Let's all team up against white people. And let me tell you something, Jews, you're white people. So mind your fucking manners. You're not browns. Like you guys like to, but that's why I was like, hey, bro, you still white. And I don't like when you're still fucking, you are part of the team white. At the end of the day, on the color problems, you're team white. All right? It was just this other fucking weird guy who didn't like, some other shit about y'all.
You might be second-class whites.
Yeah, you're second class whites, but you're white. It's just like, if like Australians or something. You'd be like, all the niggas from Australia, but you're not like, he's still white. You know what I mean? Like, you still get the same treatment white people get.
Most of the time.
In America.
Most of the time.
The high majority. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're living good, bro. They're living good. They're not living in the motherfucking hood. We're all this Jewish people in the projects. What do you mean most of the time? All the time. They're living great.
I will say there is a vast majority.
They have money.
They do have money.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, well, there's nothing you're going to tell me that's like, no, there's these poor. Where are the poor ones? Where are the ones in the projects that have no health care? They have nothing. They have just no education. They have no anything. Go fuck yourself, Jews. You're not good. You're just like everybody else. You ain't shit. They ain't shit too.
No, they aren't. They aren't. Nobody's shit. That's
nobody. That's the thing is nobody's shit. Because don't get me started on black people. It's Jews Day today. Okay? Oh, man. I don't even know what this podcast is about anymore.
Oh, man. I can't believe it's still up on YouTube. with the 100 views that it gets, I can't believe no one's reported anything that we've said.
Yeah, luckily we live in the ears.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
You don't watch. We told you to watch a million times, but you don't watch. You just listen. And it's like, hey, who the fuck are we to tell you what to do? Even though we try to tell you what to do. You just don't listen. So grow the fuck up.
But what do we know? We just went out on a 5-minute rant about Jews, so we don't know anything.
Maybe listen to us.
Yeah.
Don't watch. Oh, God. Hassan.
Yeah?
Can you do me a favor before we continue Jew Day?
Okay. Okay, yes. It's Jew Day today. I'm excited.
That's why you wear that hat. Oh, it's hair.
It's hair. Yeah. It's my yeah. I was wearing a hat earlier. I left it in my room. Totally forgot about it. Not gonna wear it.
Jew hair today.
Yep.
Hassan.
This is not really a fro. It's kind of all over the place.
Can you do me a favor, bud?
What?
You didn't say yes. You just said what?
What? What's the favor?
So you're not saying yes or no?
Well, ask what the favor is, and then I'll figure it out if I want to do it. I'll figure out if I want to do it. That's what I meant to say.
You're a son of a bitch.
Okay.
Well, would you mind?
Okay.
If you say yes,
okay,
describing to me what you think happens in the cinematic feature.
Ooh.
Houseguest.
Nah, I'm good.
Sorry,
Houseguest. The fuck? I've never heard of this movie. Houseguest. Okay. It's a kids movie. And that's what I'm going. It's it's about a mouse. It's one of that lives in a house. Lives in a house and like they're sort of Tom and Jerry and the family's trying to get rid of it. But this
is not a Stuart Little situation.
No. This mouse can't talk. Don't be fucking silly. No, it's about this.
That made me giggle.
It's about this mouse, and at first the family's like, "Oh, we gotta kill it. And then slowly but surely, it's like a smart mouse. You know what I mean? It does sort of small things to help the family out. It starts with the kid. The kid likes it at first, and then he convinces his sister to like it or whatever, and then convinces his mom. And the climax is trying to convince the dad, who's so hell bent on killing this mouse that he can't see that it's helping him. And at the end, the mouse is like, "Oh, it's a cool mouse," and then that's the house guest.
Dude.
Come on.
This is hold on. I'm not saying anything. This is just, to me, Has that always been in your spirit, that movie? Because it came out of you like it's been in you for your whole life.
No, I just felt it. When you said Houseguest, I was like, this is what this is about.
It's about a small mouse
Yes.
that turns the fortune of a family around.
Yeah. Sort of like I don't know if you've ever seen it, but if Amelie was a mouse.
Wow.
That's if you haven't seen it.
Wow.
But if you have seen it, you get what I'm saying.
I mean, wow. And I'll say this, Hassan. I'll say this.
Yeah.
You're about 50% right. I'll say, and I'm being honest, bro. You're about 50-50 on that.
Are you
take out the mouse?
Just make it a person? That movie?
You ready to start it? It's kind of crazy. Are you ready? It's going to make it way better now.
Oh, my God.
You're going to be like, holy shit.
Fuck. Dude, I said that. You know what I thought this guess was? I thought this guess was like on the level of me thinking Cars 3 was a detective mystery. You know what I mean?
I mean, which was so wrong because you didn't even include Mater.
I did include Mater. The whole point was he was trying to find Mater. Anyways.
No, you didn't include racing.
I didn't include racing.
I was like, wait, what? Yeah. It was like, no, that's what you didn't include. You didn't include something that's very important.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be on that level. But if I even hit it a little bit.
No, you're 50-50 on this. I'm not even kidding.
Crazy.
You hit 50% of it. The main thing you got wrong was the mouse thing. If you kind of got away from the mouse thing, you probably would have gotten 80 to 90% of it.
Great. Okay. Yes.
I love this movie as a kid, and now I can only wish and see it as a mouse. Credits roll.
Okay.
We see a nun taking a class on a field trip.
Okay.
Houseguest.
Okay. And the field trip is to a pet store to buy some mice.
Where is Kevin Franklin? The nun's going. We're talking to all the kids. Where is it? And where is he? We see a young black kid dipping another kid in like a fountain, and they're stealing change at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like they're doing that. And the nun runs up. She's like, Kevin Franklin, and he's like, he drops the kid in the pool, and he starts talking real fast to get himself out of it. Oh, he had dropped his glasses, and we were looking. You know, he's just like a little con man kind of a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the nun, through the nun talking, you find out they're all orphans. Okay. And she points at the statue and says, "You see that statue?"
Wow. 2 orphan movies in a row.
Yeah, I know, right?
Crazy.
Not on purpose.
Okay.
Definitely not on purpose. 1,000% not on purpose. When you see what this movie's about, you're going to be like, oh, that for sure wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? I feel like the tone of this one is going to be way different than the tone of Antoine Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
If I had to guess, judging by the fact that my mouse guess was 50% right.
The thing you got wrong was all the uncle molestation. Yeah. If you'd added that mouse got molested, then yeah, it's Mouse Fisher.
Mouse-Twan Fisher.
Mouse-Twan Fisher. So, God, it's crazy. So funny how you're close with the mouse guy. I can't wait till we get there. Yeah. It's going to make you laugh so hard. So he talks about how, you know, she's talking about how they're all orphans with Drew, right? And she points to the statue and says, that's a statue of Poseidon, who is also an orphan. And look at all the things he was able to accomplish. And the little boy's like, man, fuck that guy. He's not even real. Yeah. I want to be rich. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a rich guy one day. And then all the other kids start laughing, right? Because they're all like poor orphans.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, y'all are wrong.
Porphans.
Porphans, yes.
Yeah.
Y'all are wrong. I'm going to be a millionaire driving a Porsche. Y'all all see. 24 years later, we see our lead, Sinbad.
Is he the mouse?
He's the mouse. I said you got 50% of it right.
Damn.
The 50% you got wrong was that you didn't say
Sinbad instead of a mouse.
When we keep going, you will see.
Okay.
It looks like he's in a Porsche, right? And he's like bragging, but the Porsche drives off, and you can tell he's like in a little shitty car behind the Porsche.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he's still lying to himself about he's going to be the most successful radio DJ of all time, and he can see himself now being interviewed about how he did this and how he won multiple Heismans, and how, you know, he's just lying. He's just like a con man to himself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's living in a daydream. It's
pretty much
early 90s?
Yeah. This is Babadoo with the poo on the chew with the coo. This is with the little doo-doo on the stew.
Great improvising.
With a little FUBU jacket, packet.
Welcome to Sway in the Morning.
1995. 5 figures. Sway.
I didn't know this. I didn't know you could freestyle like that.
Because I said racket and packet.
Yeah, look at you. Someone's been picking up some skills while listening to the music videos.
Oh, yeah, dude. I practice while I'm listening. 1995.
Okay. So
That's
mid-90s.
so funny. Mid-90s. Dead center 90s. The credits are still rolling. He's talking about how he's going to win big money one day. I'm going to win the biggest of money. He pulls up to his house, and his little shitty apartment, and he has a grocery bag.
Right.
Groceries. And you see him get out, and he sees some dudes hooping, right across the street, like in the park.
Right.
And he runs over with the grocery bag and talks shit and dominates on the court.
Crazy.
Just with in one hand, he dunks on everybody. And then one of the guys goes, hey, Kev, you make that million yet? And he kind of laughs at him. And he's like, I'm on my way. And he smiles, right? So he goes through this tattoo parlor where this guy's like, Kevin, I need to talk to you. And he kind of runs past him. And you can see he's fat. Even when he's you know who he was? Were we watching this? And I told Sam this is interesting. Sinbad was Vince Vaughn before Vince Vaughn.
Okay, the fast talking,
but funny, but it's just going nonstop kind of thing. You know what I mean? A million jokes a minute.
Okay.
And kind of like a con artist kind of talking.
Yeah.
That way, but I was like, oh wow. And then also he's built like Vince Vaughn. He's very tall.
Interesting.
And his body's the exact same. It's very interesting.
Not as good of an actor, I assume.
No, he's a good actor. I just don't think he got the same roles Vince Vaughn got.
Yeah, well, Vince Vaughn gets serious ass roles too.
Yeah. Well, also now, but I just don't think he got to be in the blockbuster kind of comedies. Where there's a bunch of funding behind it.
That's fair. That was offered to him.
Yeah, but because he's not bad. He's funny in this, but I'd like who knows how good he'd have been in the Wedding Crashers. You know what I mean? In a Dodgeball.
It just wasn't there for him at the time.
Oh, black people?
Him specifically.
There you go. So he goes and he watches TV as he's just scratching off lotto tickets.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can see what kind of guy this guy is.
Yes.
His friend comes from downstairs and brings up a huge, heavy box for him. And he's like, oh, Larry, this is it. This is it. I'm telling you, brother. He's like, you know what this represents? Let me tell you what this box represents. And his friend's like, a big waste of goddamn money. He's like, no, it's the entire 1994 baseball season. And the guy's like, what? And he opens the box and it's in cards.
Okay.
It's just every player, like 5 to 10 cards of every player. So it's a ridiculous amount of cards.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he's like going off on him how that's the stupidest thing he's ever heard. And he's like, no, you never know. He's like, what if somebody dies? I'll have 10 of their cards. That was his plan. And his friend gets an asthma attack. He's so mad at him. So
that's probably worth a lot. That in the 94 season is probably worth more than the 95 season just because it's the strike year.
I know the 94 season, he was saying that.
Yeah.
Because all that stuff just happened.
Yeah.
And he was naming the players who were young in it too. It was King Griffey. It was a couple guys who were like, oh wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, those are not bad cards.
Yeah. But to bank all your money off it at this time, pretty nuts. Pretty
crazy.
Yeah. You're a fucking idiot. Let's go beyond crazy. I'd be like, oh dude, you're a dumb guy.
That's pretty dumb.
So he goes to meet his girl, and you see his girl kind of slaps him and says oh, I'm too sick of him bullshitting her. You know what I mean? And he goes back home and he's trying to watch TV and he can't. And then all of a sudden these Italian gangsters bust in. You'd recognize the big dude. He's the dude from Angels in the Outfield, the catcher.
Okay.
And the young guy, not the young guy, but the smaller guy, you'd recognize him too from a million movies and stuff. Great movie, from great Italian, but I can't think who he is. But right when you see him, you're like, oh, that fucking guy.
Okay.
It's Joe Pesci or somebody.
Oh, this is what I forgot to mention during Antoine Fisher. The guy who plays his aunt that he finds, that's fucking Will Smith's mom in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That is his mom.
Yeah. I was like, why does she look familiar? And I looked it up. I was like, oh my God, that's his mom. I meant to mention that, but we're here now.
Completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyways.
We are here now.
The two Italian gangster guys break in.
Yep. And they yell, where the fuck is the money?
Okay.
They punch him in the gut. And he's like, I know. Look, guys, I know I owe you $5,000. That's what I borrowed. And I'm going to get it to you. I go, $5,000. Pff, it's $50,000 now. Fucking you took off hiding. We couldn't find you. We finally find you with interest. It's $50,000 now. People who gamble, right? Every movie, I'm always like, I don't know how you get in that situation.
How? That's how addicting it is.
Oh, God.
It's addicting.
So he says he has a new business now. It's baseball cards. And they shut the fuck up. Listen, Franklin. Happy, our boss, is pissed. And we all know when Happy gets pissed, he ain't happy. That made me laugh really hard. Because you have two options. We kill you today, or we come back and you have our money. Which one do you want to do? And he's like, I'll do the second option.
Okay.
So all right, we want our money tomorrow, or you're fucking dead. And he's like, all right, I'll do what I can, boys. Cut to next scene. He's at the airport with sweatsuit on, ready to go to the Bahamas. He's buying 2 tickets to the Bahamas. I mean, 1 ticket to the Bahamas. He's got his pet hamster with him. As he's about to head on, the fucking gangsters grab him. And they're like, oh, we knew you were going to do this, Kevin. And he's like, oh, come on, guys. What you? Right then, as they're dragging him out of the airport, he sees like a group of black women, like a large group of black women, like 50 of them.
Right.
And they all have these like shirts on. They're all like one group. And he goes, look, ladies, it's Denzel Washington. And they all go, Denzel! And they all like start panicking. And then he's able to like squirm away.
Okay.
Right? He starts running. He's running through the airport, and they go, there he is. And he's like, he looks at his hamster. He goes, I'm sorry, chef, but I got to do this. I love you, buddy. And he sets his hamster loose, and he's like, right. And everybody's like, ah. So the airport just freaks out, right? And he's running.
Back in the 90s when you could just have a chase through an airport.
Oh, that's what I said. Like, everything about this would never happen now because of your fucking people.
Hey, you're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome?
That's what that song's about. Oh, my God. That song is fucking dark.
It's dark, but, you know, we brought more order to the airports.
We brought more order to the airports. Consider us the empire. So, God, you're an idiot. So he runs downstairs, and he's like hiding behind like a pillar, right?
Right.
And, you know, he sees the 2 dudes, and they're looking for him, and he's like, ah. And then he looks over, and he sees a family holding a sign. This is Franklin. And we see our second lead of the movie, one of my favorites, Mr. Phil Hartman.
Oh, so this is about to get super silly. Oh, this is a Silly Billy movie.
Oh, you're about to have a good time, buddy.
Silly Billies.
Sam was like, oh, my God, this movie was good. At the end of it, she's like, wow, that's a fun movie. And I was like, that's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
I mean, remember when you said it was a movie about a mouse and he brings a family together? And I was like, you're 50% right. Are you already kind of seeing where this is headed?
Yeah.
I think you know where this is about to go. This crazy character is about to have a run-in with this family.
Yeah.
I wonder what he does. Let's find out, guys. Also, 2 great casting. Whoever casted this, Sinbad, Phil Hartman, good job on the. You can already see it.
Yeah.
You know. So, he hears the Phil Hartman guy say, you know, how, you know, he's talking to his kids. He's like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen him for 25 years. Like, well, what does he look like, Dad? And he's like, well, he's tall, he's African American, and I mean, hell, who knows at this point? I honestly, you know, hopefully he comes out. He's usually very punctual, you know. And Sinbad listens to this, and he's like, he just walks up, and he's like, hey, wait a minute. And the guy's like, hey, Phil Hartman, you know, he's like, wait a minute. And he's like, and he goes, Derek? And he goes, yeah, Derek, yeah, it's me. And he goes, it's me, Gary. And he goes, Gary. Buddy, and they hug, and they're like, oh, he goes, this is my family. This is Jason, Emily, you know, Sarah. You know, he's like, oh, he's got like a young daughter and a young son.
Okay.
But he has an older daughter at the back of the house. All right,
okay.
His wife's not there. And he's like, oh, come on, buddy, we got to get you out of here. It's so good to see you. So they start walking out the airport, and as they're walking out, you hear paging Mr. Gary Young. And he's like, hey, that's me. You know, I'll go tell him you found me. And he's like, oh, no. I'll do that. He's like, I'm the one who sent that page anyway, so I'll go tell him that, you know, that I found you. It was all good. Anyway, you run back. You know, he's fast talking his way through it. He's like, oh, all right, Derek, you goofball. Also, how perfect is Phil Hartman for this role of a guy who's just like, who would let this happen? Let this stranger.
The happy-go-lucky idiot.
This obvious stranger.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to tell you how much this guy's a stranger. But that is, I guess, why it's funny. Mm-hmm. And they made the movie.
Yeah.
Good point. I mean, I made that point myself.
Yeah. No, I'll take credit for it.
No. My
what
point.
Can I say?
You're welcome.
God,
that song, dude. Jesus. Was The Rock thinking that when he wrote it? Okay, we'll get into that later.
Was he thinking about 9/11? Hopefully.
Oh, God. So he runs back in, and he sees who was actually paging Gary Young was the actual Miss Dr. Derek Bond.
Okay.
All right? Dr. Derek Franklin. Whatever, yeah. And he goes, he runs up and he goes, hey, how's it going? You're looking for Gary, right? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I'm Actually, Gary's assistant. I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to stay with him this weekend. He had to tell you his wife came down with a horrible sickness, botulism. You know, it's terrible. You know, she can't come out. She can't see anybody, and we just can't have you over. And then the guy's like, well, I mean, that's fine with me. I don't care anyway. He's kind of like a smug asshole kind of guy.
Right.
And he's like, well, what about the thing that they called me out for, the thing you wanted? What about that? And he goes, look, don't worry about that. The woman is sick. And all you also don't call the house either. He's like, what do you mean don't call the house? He's like, don't call the house. It triggers the vomit and the diarrhea and everything. You're gonna make the woman explode. Don't call the house. And he's like, all right, fine. And he's like, also, one more thing. And he's like, what's that? He's like, the wife wants you to wear this hat. And he's like, what? Why would she? He's like, just do it, man. The woman's dying. He's like, all right, I'm wearing the hat. You know, and he's like, okay. And he leaves. And right then the guy's like, what the hell is that? And he turns around and the two Italian dudes knock him the fuck out. Whack!
Man, what a bad day.
Oh, God, that guy's having a horrible day.
Yeah.
Flew out there for no reason. That's also the worst, too. Flying out somewhere. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he runs outside. And, he's like, hey, Derek. He's like, we're over here, buddy. Mm-hmm. And he, sprints through the airport like a maniac, jumping over a car. He gets hit by a car, and they're like, the Hartman guy's like, what's the hurry, buddy? Just not questioning what's got to be getting hit by a car.
What is he trying to get away from?
Yeah. And he goes, what's going on? He's like, I just want to start the party. And then he gets in the car, and, he's like, can I drive? And he, drives like a maniac out of there.
Right.
You know? So the kid's in the back, of course, the little kid, the boy loves it. He's like, oh, my God. He goes, boy, oh, boy, have you changed, man. He's like, you used to be so uptight. You used to not let us go biking without our knee pads, you know? What happened to you, buddy? Because you can remember when you met the guy, he's like a stiff asshole.
Right.
And he goes, I haven't been the same since my accident. And Phil Hartman's like, accident? Oh, my God. Derek, what happened? He's like, I was scuba diving, looking at stingrays and stuff. And these two great whites attacked us. I saw one of them bite my friend's head off, and his eyes popped out. And he starts screaming, and he's like, "Oh my God!" Well, this is still great that you're here, buddy. I feel like only Phil Hartman can make this movie funny, because he's just like, "Oh, damn, this thing is retarded."
Yeah, this is a crazy character.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. So Gary's so happy to have his friend back, and he's singing a song that he remembers from the old days.
Wow, this is the second movie in a row too where someone was killed by a lover.
Oh.
Yeah, damn. The connection between this and Antoine Fisher are pretty intense.
Connections, everybody.
Yeah, connections.
So
connections, yes.
Phil Hartman goes, so how's your wife, by the way? Derek, I heard she's ill. And he goes, oh, she's dead, Gary. And he goes, what? I mean, I spoke to her yesterday. And he goes, no, I mean, dead on the inside, because of our son. We lost him. And she goes, your son? The one that was at Princeton? Oh, my God, that's horrible. And he goes, no, we lost him to Ivy League school. She wanted him to go to a black college, HBCU. And you know how that goes. And he's like, oh, okay. Just who is this guy? Yeah. So the two gangsters are telling their boss that he got away. And he's like, you guys better fucking find him or it's on you, Mm-hmm. So they pull up to this, academy, right? And he's like, thanks again, Derek, for doing this thing for me today. And he's like, I mean, no problem, man. I mean, when I stop and think about it, Sinbad's like, what is this thing, really? And then Phil Hartman goes, right? But you're braver than me. I would be like, bro, this guy sucks. He's so stupid, he won't even tell me what this shit is.
Yeah.
So he's dressed in sweatpants and shit, right? And they were like, thanks again, Derek, for doing this. And then this white lady rushes him backstage, and he's around all these a huge panel of old white men. And he's like, what the fuck? And they sit him all down, and he's breathing heavy, curtains open, huge auditorium.
Yeah.
Gigantic auditorium full of people, right? And the lady announces how it's career day and how our first speaker is going to be Dr. Derek, Derek Bond. I guess it was, last name is Bond, not Bond. And he goes, and how he's got a distinguished career as a professional and she's looking at her cards, and then she drops her cards and gets lost, and she's like, well, a distinguished professional in his field. He'll tell you about it, of course. Mr. Derek Bond. And he's like just mouth open, are you fucking
oh, I have to just improv all this, huh?
Good thing I'm a stand-up comedian and one of the best. So he walks up, and he thinks for a second, and then he sees Gary in the crowd, and Gary's like, and he's like, he goes, I had notes, but I left them in the car, actually. I'm going to go get my notes. And the lady's like, oh, Derek, don't worry about your notes. Here's your clicker. We already have your slides written. He's like, oh, slides. Perfect. Slides. What's better?
Bro, I had to do, so there's this Quibi show that's run by created by Troy Conrad. Shout out to Troy Conrad.
Shout out to Troy. He does great pictures.
And what's it called? we had to. The whole point is that there were slides, and you didn't know what was coming up, and you had to do a TED talk based on the slides behind you. And the slides were crazy, and I ran quality control for that. So before they filmed it with the celebrities, I had to go through all the slides and present them like as they were with my own. That was one of the most fun things I've ever had to do.
That's fun.
So hopefully, I'm hoping during this movie he never got to see the slides before they did that.
I wonder. I doubt it.
I doubt it. But
I doubt they're that.
They're that, but
creative.
Oh my god, one of the best 8 hours of my life. It was a work day, but it was like, bro, I had to be on my feet.
Any famous people do the show?
The actual show, I remember Niecy Nash did it, Lisa Kudrow did it, Jimmy Ouyang did it. So like that level of celebrity. Yeah. And then I think some famous TV presenter did it. So you know what I mean? It was that. Yeah. But it was fun.
So he's in that same situation,
right?
And he goes, well, here goes nothing, and he clicks on something, and the image is gross as shit. You can't tell what it is, just like a gross looking thing. He's like, oh, and he clicks on another. He's like, oh God, well, I mean, a sandwich is a sandwich, but that's a meal, right? And everybody starts laughing. He clicks on another. He's like, oh, he starts covering his eyes, screaming, and everybody's just laughing. And he's like, he's just and it's just like organs and shit.
Yeah.
You know. And then it finally gets through, and he's like, and they go, and he was like, all right, well, I'm about to leave. And they go, no, well, of course you have to get one question. And he goes, all right, one question. And then this smug guy gets up, and they go, oh, Dr. something, the head of our science department. And he's like, and he asked him a really smug question about one line in his book in chapter 5. And then he goes, he kind of doesn't know what he's saying. And the guy goes, you have no idea what you're even talking about, do you, sir? And then Sinbad grabs the mic, and he's like, well, how about this? Since you know so much, why don't you come up here and tell everybody about it all, smarty pants? And the guy's like, and he's like, I didn't think so. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, that's right. Besides, my book's in the back, and for all you kids, just so you know, there's one free ticket to a Pearl Jam concert in each one. The whole auditorium just mobs to the back, right? And he sneaks out. And then so he walks out, and then he's walking out with Gary, and Gary's like, that was great, buddy. Good job. He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
He said nothing, which is
screamed.
And said there's a free Pearl Jam ticket.
Yeah.
I'd be like, bro, what were you talking about?
He did help move the books.
He did help move the books. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
So he walks out, and he meets Gary introduces him to his older daughter. He's got an older high school daughter, right?
Yeah.
And she's dating a guy named Steve. And she's like, this is her boyfriend, Steven. And the white dude's like, hey, yo, don't call me that, bro. It's ST3, cuz. You know what I'm saying? It's ST3. And then Sinbad's eyes get big, oh, God. And he's like, what up, brother? Ain't no thing. And Sinbad's like, yeah, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. And Sinbad's like, oh, dope, bro. Stay tan. And then he's like, wow, is that kid from around here? Because they get in the car and they leave. And Phil Hartman's like, he's the state senator's son.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Of course he is. He's Jamie Kennedy.
I know. But, my God. Is that where they got the idea
I guess,
from?
Bro, maybe. This is 1995.
Yeah, this is crazy. But someone we can make a whole movie on that guy.
Right?
It's a little too close.
So they pull up to a super plush house, and Phil Hartman's like, we think of this as our little piece of heaven. And they got a big old Rottweiler and shit. And they go inside, and the house is blown, just super nice. And he's just blown away. There are cooks everywhere. And he tries the food, oh my God. And it's just, he's like, what is this? He's like, I thought this was nacho cheese. And he's like, no, of course not, buddy. It's squash dip with a little, some kind of gross, parsnip thing. And he's like, we're going all vegetarian tonight, because of your strict diet. We know all about your dietary restrictions. And he's like, oh, great. And he's like, but I don't know how you don't say yes to a good old-fashioned cheeseburger. And then he eats a big piece of meat, Phil Hartman. And he's like, I don't know. And so you meet the wife, Emily, a woman you don't really recognize her from anything.
Okay.
And she's super busy on a phone. And she apparently runs a yogurt shop that's booming. And they opened 5 more in different states.
Okay. Oh, damn.
She's booming them. Mm-hmm. They're booming. And, he's you tell Phil Hartman's jealous. All right. And she's like, hey, I'm so sorry I've been so busy, but your room is upstairs and to the left. And then she runs and gets back to work. So you see the one son outside, he's shooting basketball outside, the young kid. And he's actually in the Sandlot. You ever seen Sandlot?
Yes, a long time ago.
He's the kid who pretends to drown and then kisses the girl.
Ooh, yeah.
He's also in a rap video that just came out with Logic.
Oh, he is.
The homicide video.
The homicide, yeah.
With Chris D'Elia.
With Chris D'Elia.
Connection.
Yeah. Hey, connection.
Oh, man. Life, huh? So he goes out to like watch his son shoot basketball, and his son's terrible. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "You got to work harder than that, son, if you're gonna make it to the big leagues." And the son looks at him and just like rolls his eyes, like, "Oh, my dad sucks," you know. Right. So Derek sees through the room, like, and he celebrates. He's like, "Holy shit! You can't believe how nice it is," and all this. And the little daughter comes in. It's like this little itty bitty girl. She's really cute. And he questions her for info on himself. He's like, "Hey, so what has your dad ever told you about me?" And she's like, "Oh, that you're this kind of guy, and you're funny, you're kind of uptight, and this." And right then, she goes, "And that you do for work, you." And he goes, "What?" And then right then, Phil Hartman goes, "You ready for tonight, buddy?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "All right, well, make sure you get dressed. We're about to start. People are about to start heading over." And he got his like luggage switched up with somebody else.
Yeah.
So he pulls out his suit, and the suit says GFH on it, and it stands for Grover Funeral Home. And it's like a dead man suit. And he's like, "Oh my God, I got to wear a dead man suit tonight. Are you fucking kidding me?" So cut to, he goes downstairs and the party starts and he's trying to sneak a burger. And Phil Hartman catches him and he's like, "Hey, get that burger. What are you doing with that burger?" And he's like, "I'm just ashamed. I'm just looking at it, admiring it. I'm ashamed that you're even serving this poison to your guests." And he throws it at him. And he's like, "Sorry, just meat gets me so mad." And he's meeting all these hoity-toity white people. And they're all asking him what the jacket stands for. What does GFH stand for? And he's like, saying different shit to each person. It's just like a cutaway of him saying different shit. Right. "Oh, General Francis Hoover, my grandfather. Oh, it stands for Graduate of Full Honors, Harvard. Oh, it stands for Geeks for Hire, Gas for Humans, Girls from the Hood." And and then he looks at one fine girl. He's like, "Stands for Good, Fine, and Healthy, and baby, you all love it. God damn, And she just like walks away. And so we finally see the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
You remember him?
I remember him. The shitty detective.
Shitty detective. And his name's Ron Timmerman. And he goes, "We have some mutual friends," and he's trying to like be cool with him. So right then, someone shows Derek. They're like, "Derek, I wanted you to meet my wife." And he's like, "Oh, she's beautiful." He's like, "I know she's beautiful, but what can you do for her?" And he's like, So someone, he meets the principal from Ferris Bueller, and then someone shows Derek. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had technical difficulties. We're back now, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We see someone right then comes up with, Derek and the wife, and he's like, "Can you do something with her?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And she smiles, and it's gross. Her grill is disgusting. He's like, "Oh, God, no. I don't think God could do something for that." And everybody starts laughing and shit. Yeah. And then the guy asks, the guy looks at Gary, he goes, "Man, Phil, Gary, I thought your friend was a stiff conservative. What happened?" He goes, "Not since the accident, apparently. I don't know what's gotten into Derek, And then right then, Sinbad's spying on the convo, and he hears, he's like, "Well, he's still a great DDS, that's for sure." And he goes, "Dentist? I'm a dentist? I'm a dentist! I'm a dentist!" And he's like, wow, he really loves his profession.
Yeah, everyone in there is a willful idiot.
Just a willful idiot.
Yeah.
And so Phil Hartman goes, "Now," you guys everybody gathered together. "Now what we've all been waiting for, we've got the best wines that we could gather from around the world. Mm-hmm. And, and we got waiters to serve you all. But first, we'll let the great Derek take a sip and give his comments because he knows wine so well or whatever, right?" And he's like, "Oh, great." And he goes, "Well, we got dark wines and white wines, for dark white people." And everybody starts laughing. He's like, "Well, you don't need my critiques. Let's just drink up." And then some really asshole guy goes, "Don't you smell the cork first?" And he's like, I guess. Who are you?" And he's like, "The name is Francois Montgomery, wine critic." And everybody's like, "Ooh." And he goes, "May I?" And he's like, "Sure." And he pours him a cup. And he's like, he just does way too much. And he's like, he goes, "I like my wine rich, developed, seductive." And then Sinbad's like, "Well, sounds like you need a woman." And everybody's bust out laughing. He's like, "Hey, some guys drink wine, some people date. You know what I'm saying?" And everybody's dying laughing. He's like, "Man, forget all that. Drink up here. Drink it out the bottle." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "I don't drink out the bottle." He's like, "Come on, drink it out the bottle." And everybody's like, "Drink it." She's like, "You can do it. Drink it. Drink it." And he drinks it, and everybody's like, "Ah!" He's like, "Come on, people, it's a party. Drink up." And then the glasses start flowing. You see bottles popping. And then the song, "She's a brick house. She's mighty, letting it all hang out. She's a brick house." And you see Phil Hartman dancing, bro, killing it. You see just the kids are out partying now, turning up. It's a complete. You see a woman doing opera. "It's a brick house." She's mighty. You see a conga line, bro. They're turning the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cut to Phil's kissing his kids to bed that night. And he walks by his one daughter's room and he hears like rock music about how I want to kill my parents. Like, I want to kill my parents. And he's like, huh. And then he keeps running. And he tells his wife, you need to stop working so much, honey, on this yogurt stuff and spend more time with our daughter. And, boop-de-whoop, right? And he goes, look at Derek. I mean, you'd think he's 12 years old. The guy didn't mention work at all tonight. All he did was have fun. And then she goes, yeah, well, he's comfortable with who he is. He's not insecure. And then he goes, well, who's insecure? And she's like, nobody. I'm just saying he's not insecure. And she goes, I know. So, but you were also insinuating that someone is insecure. So who is insecure? She's like, I don't want to argue. And he's like, I didn't. And she's like, go back and forth. And then he's like, and he just goes to bed, right? So you see homeboy, remember his friend from the tattoo parlor in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
That he lives with?
Yeah.
You see him like giving tattoos and shit. And the Italian dudes come in. And they go, where the fuck is Kevin? And he goes, I don't know where Kevin is. What you mean? I don't know. And his phone rings. And they're like, answer the phone. He's like, I don't want to answer. He's like, answer it. And he answers it. And he's like, hey, Mom, how you doing? He's like, it ain't your mom, bro. It's me. Come get me. I'm at, like, he tells him where he is. He's at this guy's house. He had to lie and get in there with two. He's like, Mom, I can't come get you right now because I have two very angry Italian customers. And then Sinbad's like, oh, shit. He's like, so you just be a good house guest wherever you are, Mom. House guest. And then she goes, I love you. And he's like, wait. And the Italian guys are like, wait a minute. And they grab the phone. And then Sinbad's like, oh, baby, I love you so much. I had such bad diarrhea. Oh, I'm shitting all over myself. He just starts saying, they're like, oh, God. And they hang up, right?
Yeah.
So they look at the dude and they go, tell us where your friend is. And he's like, man, I'll never tell y'all where my friend is. Ever. I would never give my brother. And they point guns in his face. And he's like, man, he's at Seneca Drive at this house. I don't know exactly where. But right? And so Sinbad's going to bed and he's like, it's fine. That's my boy. He's not going to rat me out. It's fine. And he goes to sleep. And then he wakes up and he's like, I got to get the fuck out of here. He definitely ratted me out. I got to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
So he tries to run out and then you see Phil Hartman go, hey, buddy, we made breakfast for you. Come on in, right? And he's like, And he's like, my schedules are cleared. Spending the day with you today, pal. We got some golf. We got this. We're going to have a great day. And then he's like, I wish, the kid's mother could do the same because she's just on the phone with her yoga business.
Right.
So the older daughter said, like, she's not hanging out because she's going to some poets event, like, for poetry. And she yells at them for being, like, just so, she's goth. She's just going off. She storms out.
Right.
And he's like, I'm sorry you saw that, Derek. Bro, Phil Hartman's so funny, fool. Everything he does is just like, damn, that's funny. That's not even supposed to be funny, but his timing is crazy. His cadence is crazy.
And the fact that he's just sort of ignorant of everything that everyone's feeling around him is really funny.
It's really funny.
He just lives in his own world.
So it's almost like Jerry from Rick and Morty or some shit.
Yes. Yeah. That's
like,
him.
What is this guy? So they go, we got you a little present, Derek. And he opens it up, and it's dope, brand new pair of Nikes. He's like, what the fuck? And he's like, actually, he's like, how the hell did you get my size? He's like, come on, I used to work in a shoe store. I spot those size 13s. And he's like, damn, thanks. Like, he's like honest. Like, thanks, man. That's like really nice of you to do that. Holy shit. And he's like, well, you can use them for the 5K that you're running. He goes, what? He was like, yeah, I signed you up. Don't worry. And he goes, well, I mean, I'll run it if I'm still here. He's like, it's tomorrow, buddy. Don't you worry. And he's like, right? And so right then he goes, besides, you're still a great athlete. I mean, you were the best basketball player we all knew. And he's like, and the son's like, oh my God, you can ball? You mind teaching me some stuff? And then Derek's like, maybe another time. And then he leaves the table, right? He's like, I'll be right back. And he leaves and he stands outside and he's like, I can't keep doing this to these people. I got to get the fuck out of here, right? He grabs his bag and he's like, he says like, hey, he's like, hey, thank you guys. You've been really kind. And he leaves. And then as he leaves, he heads out and he runs and he sees a McDonald's. And he's like, it's like turns into like the golden arches are like heaven. And he runs in, and he orders a bunch of food, and he notices Emily's boyfriend, the white dude rapper, pretty much. Yeah. The Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
He's in there cheating on her. He just notices that. He's like, So the two gangsters are now in the town, and they're talking to the big boss about how they found the town, but they don't know where he is, and they're looking for him. Right? They see Sinbad. He has his McDonald's. He heads into the train station. He only has $1.33, and he's like, man, to this old guy working behind the thing, he's like, how far will $1.33 get me? And the old man's like, I'll equip him. And Sinbad's like, I'll equip him. Huh? How far you reckon that is? And the guy's like, about a half mile. He's like, man, God, what you messing with me for?
Yeah.
He goes, well, here. And then he gives him the money and just takes the lotto ticket. And he gets out of there, right? Mm-hmm. So right then as he runs out, the Italians see him coming out the store and he takes off. So now they're running after him. He's jumping over cars. He's jumping over fences. They're on his tail. Right then he sees Gary. And Gary's like, hey, I've been looking all over for you, buddy. Hop in. And he dives in the car.
Right.
Gary doesn't think that's weird at all.
Gary, you're just simple son of a bitch.
He's like, we've got a tea time. He's like, why the hell you got your suitcase with you? He's like, oh, I jog and I bring it with me. It's better, for, cardiovascular. And he's like, I guess so. So the two Italians follow them to this golf place, right? Mm-hmm. And he gets there and he's trying to get out. He's like, Gary, I ain't got no clothes. I ain't got no shoes. He's like, oh, shut your mouth, buddy. It's all on me. Cut to a shopping montage of them trying on all the clothes, having fun. Okay?
Awesome.
So the Italians get like a tour because they can't get in. It's like a private club. So they take a tour so they can try to find him.
Okay.
So Derek sees the principal from Ferris Bueller and this asshole old man. This dude's an asshole, and he's Gary's boss.
Okay.
And he calls him Jerry and shit, and he looks at Sinbad, and he's like, hey, slap me 5, brother. And then Sinbad's like, how about I just slap you? And everybody's like, and the old man's like, I like this boy, Jerry. And he's like, the guy's name's Gary. And he's like, ooh. You can tell the old man's just a dick, right?
Right.
And so he pulls Gary. He's like, Gary, I need to talk to you. He pulls Gary to the side, and he says, I heard your wife's got a yogurt chain with Doop. He's like, yeah. He's like, well, the company that we're involved in is thinking of going into business with a new yogurt chain. Like we're about to open a new, they're using their money. They're like big, whatever. They don't say what company they are, but they're like opening a yogurt chain.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they want him to, fund it and also get any inside information on the yogurt business that he has on his wife.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not going to do that. Feel comfortable doing that. And they're like, oh, just get it. He's like, you can tell he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, get it done, son. And he just walks off. And Gary's like, oh, fuck, So, as they're about to golf, Sinbad turns around and he sees the bad guys, right? He's like, oh, shit. And he goes, come on, guys. How about, fuck all this boring regular golf. Let's play speed golf. And they're like, what? Speed golf. We all tee off at the same time, and we just keep going as fast as we can to get the ball in the hole. And they're like, okay. He's like, come on, you just don't look at the guy next to you. All right, 1, 2, 3, swing. And he throws his ball as far as he can. He's like, all right, let's go. And they get in the car, and then, all right, the music kicks in, bro. And the music is literally just speed golf. No. So speed golf. And it's just speed golf. And it's them golfing really fast. And they're just having a good time, right? And then it turns into the two Italian dudes, just straight car chase. They're just coming after him now.
Yeah.
And as they're on this car chase, they make a cool jump, and it sends the Italian dudes off the wrong way, but it sends the old man flying out the car, the old boss. Right. He goes flying out the car. And he's like, oh, God damn it. He lands like, I broke my tooth. His tooth is fucked up. And they're like, oh, shit, we need a dentist. And then they all look at Sinbad. It's classic 90s comedy, baby.
This is good.
Classic 90s comedy. Yeah. Because you're also every situation, how are we going to get to the next situation? You're like, it just presents itself.
Yeah, it's comedy. It's just situation after situation. That's what I like about silly comedies. It's
I told you that you can't, if you have a bad time watching this movie, it's like, hey, man, cut it off and deal with what you're going through. You know what I mean? You're clearly going through some shit that you can't enjoy. Phil Hartman. He's the goofiest guy maybe of all time. So, God, what a career that would have been. I'd love to see what he's doing now because he would have been in so many shows and goofy dad roles and movies. He'd
probably be in something. He'd probably have a
some
serious role.
Stuff. Yeah, I think he'd be like a Steve Carell. I think he'd be. We don't know where it could have gone. And sucks because that guy had that was a pure talent, man. Pure talent. Unbelievable timing. Just watching this, that's what me saying. His timing. Even me doing
it's just very natural.
It's yeah, if I'm doing an impersonation of it, it's like, damn, you can see how funny it is. Right. And it's natural. It's real. It's like, that's how he talks.
Yeah.
It's like a weatherman almost or some shit.
I feel that.
It's meant to be funny. Like some kind of dry humor that's like, but it's so dry that it's like almost physical. Like it's so dry and you're being such like a plain dad.
Like he's holding himself back physically to be plain.
Yeah, like no. I mean like you're playing this role of like this dry, like straight-laced guy so well that it's almost like a goofy guy.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense? I don't even know. It's like I'm trying to explain it, but
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so much of this. He's just so
It's like our friend Brian Simpson. This is a better example, I guess. Our Brian Simpson is not a physical comic at all. Doesn't move. Stands in one place when he does stand-up comedy. But when you watch him, the nigga might as well be doing act-outs and all. He's so visual and so amazing, such an amazing performer. And he's just standing there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, this guy is such an amazing performer without doing anything. It's not like he's being Jim Carrey.
Right. It's not like he's Freddie Mercury over the top. Or
you know what I mean? Like all these kind of comedy or even a Steve Carell almost. He's like, it's just an even more reserved version. It's like, wow, this is just an interesting version of kind of comedy. What's Mr. Bean like, but with talking?
Mr. Bean isn't straight-laced, though. No, Mr. Bean is all physical. He doesn't talk.
He's all physical, but God is so good because he's not. It's like but I guess it's such a.
It's almost the exact opposite of Mr. Bean.
I guess it's such a honed in how perfected it is.
Okay.
It's so fine-tuned.
Yeah.
It's like how I guess because it's the opposite of what Mr. Bean is doing.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm comparing it to like, man, how perfect it is what Mr. Bean is doing. How perfect his kind of comedy is. It's like, man, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. There's no. It's like there's not a lot of dry comics out there, or like dry funny people out there that are so funny being dry.
Rob Riggle's one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would say this is like a evolved version of Rob Riggle.
Absolutely. I was just thinking of a guy to give people a comparison of what we're talking about here. A guy who can be completely straight-laced and down the line, but be, as absurd as it can be.
Right. Yeah. That's Rob Riggle's a good example of that.
As Phil's being in this movie is straight-laced down the line, almost a straight man, but he's one of the most absurd people in the movie. Because like you said, he's this willful idiot.
Yeah. Well, it's also absurd to be the straight man in a thing where everything around you is so absurd.
And you're absurd because you're not noticing.
You're not noticing it. You're just living your life.
So I guess it's like not even a straight man. You know what I mean? It's an interesting role.
I would say he's the straight man.
No, he is the straight man. I'm saying he's so absurd. It's an interesting straight man.
Yeah. Did we did that thing where we went over what a straight man was, right?
Yeah, we've done that.
Okay.
Go back and find it if you don't know what we're talking about. It's in one of the episodes. Go listen, do your homework. So Pike breaks his tooth.
Yeah.
We need a dentist. We look at Sinbad. He gives the principal shit because the principal from Ferris Bueller is also a dentist.
Right.
And he's like, oh, come on, man. Cut to, they're at the hospital. And, they're looking at the x-ray and the homeboy, the principal from Ferris Bueller, he's saying a bunch of fancy shit. And Sinbad's just like cracking jokes. And they're all kind of laughing like, huh, but like he's just cracking jokes.
Yeah. Also, on some medical thing, this should be if you take him to the hospital, you don't give him up to the traveling dentist.
That's what Sinbad kept saying. He keeps going, oh, come on, guys, please don't have me. I don't have a license for this. They're all like, come on.
Yeah.
You're Derek. You're one of the best. Derek Bond, one of the best dentists in the world. You'll be fine, So right then somebody comes up and they tell the homeboy, the principal dude, that, hey, you have guests, visitors here. And he's like, huh? And he leaves the room. He looks at Sinbad. He goes, wash your hands. I'll be right back. And he washes up and he uses Novocaine on his hands and not soap.
Ooh, okay.
So he comes back in with this guy named Walter, who apparently knows Derek from way back in the day. And he brings his class. He's like, I have my class with me. We just happen to be here. I just wanted to introduce him to you. And his hands are now numb. And the guy walks in and he's like, he looks him up and down, the Walter guy, and he's like, put on some weight, huh, Derek? And Derek's like, you know me. So the principal is about to start working on Mr. Pike, and then one of the kids goes, excuse me, sir, it would be an honor if we could watch Dr. Bond perform this procedure. And everybody's like, yes, please, Dr. Bond, Dr. Bond. And he's like, and he's just got his limp hand, and he's like, guys, I don't know. And then he's like, God, he's like talking his way through it. He's like, normally, these are built for bigger hands. I have small hands. And for the dentist industry, that's a different thing. It's difficult for me to get a lot of these instruments. And he finally gets it up, and he gets it in his mouth, and this nigga accidentally pulls out the right tooth. And everybody's like, Dr. he bounced. So cut to Gary and Sinbad. They're hanging, right?
Yeah.
And they're eating a burger. Mm-hmm. Gary's eating a burger, and Sinbad's just looking at it, and he's telling him about his wife and how they've been having problems and this, that. And then finally Sinbad just snatches it and starts stuffing it down his mouth. And he's like, oh my God, Derek, what about your diet? What about being vegetarian? And he's like, I have weaknesses, man. I got weaknesses. And he keeps eating the burger. He's like, Derek, you're the absolute best. To be able to admit your flaws like that, buddy, this will forever be our little secret.
My God.
He's the best, isn't he not?
My God.
And he goes, you remember when we were kids, Derek? The Camp Maple Ridge song? And Derek's like, of course I do, man. Oh, and he's like, oh, Maple Ridge, oh, Maple Ridge. And he's like, we come to you each summer. Oh, Maple Ridge, oh, Maple Ridge, we want you. So he goes like that. Yeah. He just starts going, shooby-doo-be-doo-be-doo, shabby-dee-dee. And then the Hartman just keeps singing. best. So they get home, and right when they get home, Gary's like, oh, well, I got to go to work now. Got to go work on this new case that the boss gave me. Sinbad calls his boy Larry to get him to pick him up. Like, bro, come pick me up. And the kids keep messing with him. And then right then, he has to hang up because the parents come up and they're arguing because both of them have to go to work and the kids have places to go. And then they look at Sinbad and go, would you mind taking the kids? Remember you said how a mouse is going to bring a family together?
Yep.
So the girls are on.
Sinbad's the mouse.
So the kids are on the ride.
Yeah.
And Jason's rocking out in the car. And as they're driving, he notices, Sinbad notices the two Italian dudes. And he's like, oh, shit, Jason, time for a driving lesson. And he lets him drive. He's like, I'm only 11. My feet won't even reach the pedals. He's like, don't worry. I got it. Just tell me when the light's green. It's green. Poof, he hits that shit. And the kid's like, ah. And they're just like fucking swerving. Literally almost killing people.
Yeah.
What a fun family comedy, huh?
Yeah, great.
And the kids
the
are screaming,
90s, baby.
Stop. And he's like, red light. And they all stop. And the Italian dude walks out, gun out, about to shoot this little kid. And then he sees this little kid and he's like, and then he walks back to the car and he tells his partner, just some kids joyriding, huh? And then they drive off. He's going to
shoot him
in the fucking head.
With kids in the car, regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
They owe him money. And he's now making a fool of him. So it's like, oh, we're just going to kill this guy.
That's fair. But then to have kids in the car is just going to attract extra attention to you.
Yeah, well, so much. Very bad decision. But
yeah.
Fun family stuff, huh?
Yeah, I guess. The 90s.
He drops the little girls off, and then he
what
drops...
What can I say except the 90s?
The 90s. That's fucking hilarious. Every time we're going to have any misogynistic shit, any racist, any shit like that from now on, we're going to be like, what can I say except the 90s? So Sinbad drops Jason, little dude, off to hoop, right? And he's like, all right, I'll, see you, little man. And he leaves. And then the bigger kid, right when he walks out on the court, these bigger kids, like, take his ball and push him down and start making fun of him, and they start hooping without him, right? And Sinbad watches this, and he's like, the fuck?
It's time for this mouse to save the day.
He walks back out there, and he's like, yo, we got a problem here? And like, oh, this your mommy, Jason? Come here to save you? And he goes, oh, wow, some tough guys. Well, how about this, man? How about me and my man versus you five? How about that? And they're all like, what? And little kid's like, dude, I really suck. He's like, come here. Don't say that. And he pulls him aside. He's like, basketball's up here. It's confidence, all right? Just relax. Stick your tongue out like MJ. He's like, come on. He's like, whose ball is it? This is my ball. Whose ball? My ball. Whose ball? My ball. He's like, all right, let's make a bet. And he looks at the kids like,
all right, we might need to pause again.
go ahead. We're waiting for
Hello?
a package.
Nope, that was a telemarketer.
Good for her.
Yeah, really calling at the wrong time. Anyways.
And so he goes, let's make a bet.
And the package, by the way, is spoil the beans related. That's why
it's important.
That's
we don't
why
just
it's
have
important.
our phone on for no reason.
Yeah. You know how we've never done this before? It's
We got shit going on, motherfuckers.
Babies.
So he goes, if you guys win, you get our red Volvo. And he's like, that's my dad's car. We win, we get your clothes. What can I say except the 90s? So right then he passes it to the kid, like he busts the kid in the face, like on the checkup, and the kid's like, oh shit, and he passes to the little kid and he shoots, and he's like, oh, and the music starts, and then they just start killing him because Sinbad's great at basketball.
Yeah,
remember? So he's just dominating, and the kid's shooting and draining shit, and he's like dunking on him, and it's clearly not Sinbad, obviously, because Sinbad's Sinbad.
Yeah,
and it's some other in-shape guy who can dunk. And then they're leaving the court and they got a bunch of clothes in their hands. Like, man, we did good. You just work hard, you practice. One day you might be playing for the Bulls. He's like, really? He's like, you never know, man. And then one of the naked kids are like, can we have our clothes back, please? And then they turn and they're like, nah. And they laugh and they keep walking.
Gross.
Funny, but gross. But funny.
Yeah. It's only gross because that was Sinbad's idea. Did he lick his lips when he made the bet?
Yeah.
We get your clothes. He like that? Like he's been
slithering?
Yeah, give me your clothes as he dunks on these kids.
So, got to the family eating together, right? And the wife asked the husband about apparently her business getting into the yogurt business, that's going around. Is that true? And then he's acting like he doesn't know anything about it. He's all nervous, right?
Right.
So, right then, to interrupt that, the little daughter goes, Derek, you got a call? Somebody named Larry from the tattoo parlor? And the whole family's like,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, let me take this. And he gets on the phone and he tells his boy, like, hey, meet me at the McDonald's around the corner at 9:30. The guy's like, all right. So right then the older daughter and the mother They yell. They get into a big fight. The daughter runs off, right? The parents look at each other like, what are we going to do with her? And then they look at Derek, and they're like, Derek?
Yeah.
Would you mind talking to our daughter? I told you it's the mouse story.
Yeah, it's the mouse story.
One by one, you said he wins the kids over.
Yeah, yeah. And then he'll win over. This is the mom he has to win over last, though, this time. The dad's already kind of won over because he's
the
an
dad
idiot.
loves him.
Yeah.
So he goes up to the daughter, and he knocks on the door. She's like, go away. And he's like, it's me, Derek.
Yeah.
And then she's like, come in, because, of course. And he goes, what's wrong, girl? He goes, you got this beautiful room and pictures of dead poets all over your wall. It's all these like old dead poets.
Right.
And he's like, what can get better than this? What would any girl want? And she's like, no, it's nothing. It's just Steve doesn't love me anymore. He hangs out with this other girl that's prettier than me, and it hurts. And he's like, hey, don't worry about that. You're beautiful.
Right.
You got it going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then she looks at him. She goes, maybe you could kill him for me.
White girls, huh? White girls are fucking crazy.
This girl is supposed to be like 16.
Yeah, fucking white girls. Woo!
Maybe you can kill him for me. And he goes, oh, well, Jesus fucking Christ. No, I'm not going to do that. He's like, but there's always going to be another guy. He's like, come on, it's got to be some other guy you like. And she's like, well, there is Charles. And he's like, yeah, see, Charles. And she's like, Charles Bukowski. And he's like some dead poet from like the 1700s.
Right.
And he's like, no, how about an alive Charles? Like Charles Barkley. And then she laughs really hard. He's like, see, you're going to be all right. Aren't you happy now? And she's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden she's like in a better mood.
Hilarious.
He's the best.
Yeah.
So he's packing up. And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I've been here this long. And as he's packing up, he reaches in his pocket and realizes that lotto ticket he bought earlier. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And he scratches it off and he wins. He wins a one spin on a game show called Big Game Spin where you can win $1 million. But he won. And he's like, oh my God. So I might win $1 million. Oh, he's freaking out, right? He's like, Kevin Franklin is in the house. And then right then Gary comes up and he's like, hey, who's Kevin Franklin? And he's like, what? He's like, you just said Kevin Franklin's in the house. Who's that? He's like, oh, Gary, sometimes it's just, I fantasize about being this other guy named Kevin Franklin. And he goes, oh, yeah. Often I fantasize about being Matlock. Yo, he's so awesome.
Matlock. Who fantasizes about being Matlock?
So downstairs, the Italians knock on the door.
Great show, though.
I heard. Mm-hmm. The little girl answers.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, excuse me, little girl, is there a tall black man here named Kevin? Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, but what's this? Because he's like leaning down. She's like, what's this? And she grabs his gun like right out of his holster.
Right.
And he's like, oh, shit. And she's like, what does this do? My mommy always said guns are for bad men. And then right then their dog comes out and chases them off. She's like, bye. And she closes the door. And then Sinbad runs up and sees that she has a gun with a silencer on it, by the way.
Right.
A silencer.
Right. Crazy.
A silencer.
Yeah.
You know how serious that is, bro?
Yeah.
Because that means you came there to murder everybody.
Right. This is real.
This is like not a fucking Home Alone situation, nigga. You never saw them pull out the silencer. That means, I plan to get away with this murder.
Yeah, hardcore.
Yeah. So, bro, you know how much you get if you just get caught with like a silencer?
No.
Like, you get more extra time.
Oh, yeah, because
mad extra years. Yeah, like crazy.
Because it's like this is a thing that you're doing.
It's like you're trying to kill people. You're clearly out
like
to murder.
Like an assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like your intent has already been doubled.
Right.
You didn't accidentally kill nobody with a silencer, nigga. Nobody's. Oh my God, I accidentally shot him. Well, did you accidentally have time to put a silencer on it?
Yeah.
The fuck? So, he grabs the gun and he goes and he hides it and he puts it like in the oven and it shoots when he puts it in the oven. He's like, oh shit. And he cuts the TV on and cuts it up really loud and the whole family comes down. They're like, what was that?
Yeah.
And he's with the little girl. He's like, oh, we were just watching cartoons. It's getting crazy. And they're like, oh, okay.
God, these are idiot parents.
So, the little girl, like the family leaves the little girl to him and goes, hey, is your real name Kevin? And he's like, oh, don't worry about that, right? And he goes to leave and she goes, hey, Kevin? And he goes, huh? And he's like, oh. She's like, I'm good at keeping secrets, don't worry. And he's like, thanks, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
He leaves, he runs to the meeting point, and he meets up with his friend.
Right.
All right, they drive off. His friend's been beaten to shit because of the Italian guys. They beat him up.
Right.
And he's like, man, he's yelling at him. Kevin, you always get me into shit and all, you never treat me good and all you ever do is take. And then he looks over and he's like, damn, those are some nice shoes, man. And he's like, where'd you get them? And he's like, oh, man, the dude gave them to me. And he keeps going. Frank keeps going off on him. And then right then, as they're turning, remember the statue from the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
They see it, and he goes, stop the car, man. And he gets out, and he's like, oh, Larry, I figured it out. And he starts saying how, he's like, I need your keys. I got to go back. He's like, what? What do you mean? You just had me come pick you up? You fucking motherfucker. You want me just to go back, you asshole? You're so inconsiderate. You lie to everybody. You had me risk my life, you son of a bitch. And then he's like, no, you're right. You're right, Larry. I'm the asshole. It's me. All I ever do is take. But I learned these past few days, it's not about taking. It's about friendship.
Is that what you've learned? What have you learned? You haven't learned shit. This is I guess you gotta have a message or yada yada yada. But this movie just could have stayed silly with no message.
Oh, they didn't know yet. It was the '90s. They didn't know they had to.
Yeah.
They didn't know. That's great. I don't think they knew yet that they were like, oh, this could just have been a pure comedy.
Yeah.
You probably could have cut 10 minutes of fat off of it.
Didn't have to be about heart.
Didn't have to have any heart.
Yeah.
So he goes, I have to go back, Larry. I have to. And his friend's like, and his friend takes him back. So cut to you see the real Dr. Bond, and he's looking in the newspaper and he sees a clipping, and it's of Dr. Bond, but a picture of Sinbad giving this successful speech at this academy, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So Sinbad, he goes to see the gangster white boy who's pretending to be a hood nigga.
Yeah.
And he messes with him and takes his car and takes him on the train tracks and shit.
Yeah.
And scares him into pretty much tortures him into going back and apologizing to Brooke and making things right with her and asking for forgiveness and begging for forgiveness and all that. And he's like, I will. And then right at this last second, Sinbad stops at a point and the train turns.
Yeah.
He knew the train was going to turn. Mm-hmm. And the guy's pretty much shitting his pants.
Right.
Because he thought he was going to kill him and himself.
Right.
It's kind of like one of those kind of scenes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly.
The situation. And he's like, from now on, don't act black, and you go apologize to Brooke. And the guy's like, I will. And then he goes and he looks for Gary, and he finds Gary working at his job. And you see Gary, and he's just got his head down, and he's like, she's a brick house. She's a brick house. He's just kind of watching him. Yeah. And he goes, Gary? And he goes, hey, Derek, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm telling you, but as a friend, you're messing up big time. You're messing up with your wife and with your kids. And he starts telling him all the shit that he's been doing wrong, right? And he's like, and he goes, and as a husband, you got to take up for your wife. Which is true. He's like, you got to go defend your wife.
You're on team wife.
You got to be on team wife, right? And he goes, if you take this account, you're going to be a villain. Your wife's never gonna love you, and it's going to be a real problem. And he goes, if you don't, he's like, you might not have. And he's like, what about my job? He's like, you might not have money, but you'll be rich in love, and that's way more important. And he's like, you're right? So they go to his wife's yogurt store, and when they get there, it just so happens his boss is there,
right?
Mr. Pike.
Okay.
And he's like, Mr. Pike. And he's like, hey, Jerry, my boy, how you doing? And right then he goes, the name's Gary. And he takes ice cream and shoves it in his face. And he's like, you're a bigot and you're a backstabbing buffoon. Only Phil Harvey can say backstabbing buffoon. It's like, nigga, that's funny. I don't know why. He goes in there, if you excuse me, I have a loving wife who I owe an apology to. And then he's like, this isn't like you, Gary. And Gary looks at him and he's like, I know. So he goes and he apologizes to his wife for, feeling threatened by her success, and that's why he's been acting out. And he was wondering if he can apply for a job. She's like, what do you mean a job? He goes, under you. She's like, well, what makes you even think you'd hire you? And he goes, oh, baby, because I think you're a brick house. And then he makes out. And everybody's like, yeah.
Weird.
So weird. What that line mean?
Yeah, why are you working out your marital problems at work in front of everybody?
Yeah, you're trying to open up new businesses. This is crazy. The competition's there, and he rubbed the ice cream in his face.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
What is happening? So they get home, and Sinbad is trying to tell him who he really is. And they're like, don't you we know who you are. And in that scene where he's like, no, guys, really, who I really am. And he's like, oh, Derek, you're a good friend. That's who you are. Just shut your mouth. They don't let him talk. They never let him talk when the person's trying to reveal the lie.
Yeah, explain themselves.
And then you find out later, and you're all mad. And it's like, dude,
I tried. You didn't let me. You told me to shut up, which was rude.
You told me to shut my fucking black face. I was in the middle of revealing my secrets. So right then they walk in, and the gangsters are already in the house. And they got the whole family there. The kids are there. Even the dog's bound up.
Hilarious.
And the gangsters are all beat up and shit. Mm-hmm. And they even have the real Derek Bond is there as well.
Right. Okay.
All right. And right then, the real Derek is like, who is this guy? I'm the, they're like, this is the real Derek Bond. He's like, no, I'm the real Derek Bond. And then Phil Hartman's like, you can't be the real Derek Bond. If you're the real Derek Bond, sing the Maple Ridge Camp song. And the guy's like, the real Derek Bond's like, that was 25 years ago. How the hell would I still know that? Which is like, you see Phil Hartman like the perspective of like, oh wow, I guess that wouldn't have been the only way. I just thought that was so funny. Of being like, dude, that was like, why would you think I would remember that? Like, why would that be our friendship?
Yeah. And why did this guy know it?
Yeah, exactly. And he goes, that's what, he goes, well, I knew it. And he starts, oh, Maple Ridge. And he looks at Sinbad, come on, oh, Maple Ridge. And Sinbad's like, and he goes, right then the principal walks in, Ferris Bueller, and he goes, I did my own research, and this isn't the real Derek Bond. This is some other guy. This is an imposter. And then he sees the gangster. He's like, oh, shit, I got to get out of here. And they're like, sit right there. And he's like, fuck. And then Phil Hartman's like, you're really not Derek? He goes, no, I'm sorry. My real name's Kevin Franklin. They're like, you lied to us? And he's like, I'm sorry, Gary. And then Gary goes, we invited you in our home. We trusted you with our kids. I mean, we played golf together. Kids a second. That's so, kids a second.
That's so white dad.
I mean, we played golf. That it does mean shit, though.
Yeah.
At a fancy country club like that.
People care about that, yeah.
With like someone's boss and shit. It's like, oh no, it's a secret club. It's fancy shit. People do care about that shit a lot. That golf shit.
Yeah, golf is important.
Oof, people love that shit.
People comedy wise, people will take you on the road if they know you play golf.
Nigga, oh yeah, wow, that's how. I mean, and I'm just like this works in any business. If you golf with your boss, that's how you get up.
That's how you get in. Yeah.
And in comedy, oh my god, nigga, if one of us knew how to like really golf, it literally opens up us being able to open for like 5 to 10 more people that would have never considered us.
Yeah.
Ever.
So yeah, some openers travel with golf clubs.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
It's worth it though.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do, bro. This business is hard.
Yeah.
So, he goes, they're like, everyone shut up. We're taking Kevin and we're leaving. And right then, they take Kevin away and they put him in the car. Mm-hmm. And then he looks at the family and he's like, thank you to the family, right? And they're like, they wave at him and they watch him. And then they all start one by one start saying how he was awesome. And like the kids are like, he helped me play basketball. And the daughter's like, he helped me find my the confidence to like love myself or some shit.
Crazy.
It feels like he made me be a better father, a better man. And then he gets up and he's like, damn it, someone's attacking my friend. They attacked me. And the whole family's like, yeah. And they're like, where are you going? They're like, we're going to save him. And the whole family goes to save him. You know how there were guns involved? And they were all hostage?
Silencers?
They were hostage, bro.
Yeah.
How mad? I mean, of course, I guess I can't be mad at him. I have to be mad at myself. I'm the one that threw a party for this nigga. I did a million things.
Zero fact checking. The fact that he was screaming during that presentation without saying anything should have been a big giveaway, huh?
Or that he dove in my car at the airport running from something.
Yeah.
Where's he running from?
Oops, I guess the guys with the guns.
Yeah. Oh. So, they drive up to, they see they follow him and then they see him turn near the marathon. Remember there was a 5K going on?
Yeah.
And they get near the marathon and he gets out the car and their family's like, go get him, Phil, Gary. And he takes off running.
Yeah.
And then the two dudes, they're about to shoot Kevin. And as they're about to shoot him, the gun goes off for the marathon. And they like, oh, what was that? They get distracted and he dives out the car. They're like, oh, God damn it. So they have to turn the car around. As they're doing that, Gary runs up. He's like, come on. And they grab some numbers and they put them on their chest. And they kind of join the million of people running in the marathon.
Okay. The 5K.
The 5K.
Yeah.
Every situation, that's about comedies. All you got to do is bring it up, and then that's all you got to do.
Yeah. And
it's
then
not like a deep
you'll look
movie
back
where
on
you're
it.
like, what the fuck? And it's like, no, a comedy is like, oh, no, they mentioned it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, did they mention it?
They just have to get in crazy situation after crazy situation. As long as you keep it going, that's all it needs.
Yeah, and just give some kind of context.
Right.
Like, there couldn't have been a marathon out of nowhere.
Right.
But they mentioned the marathon.
Well, yeah, with just one time earlier.
That's all you need. All you need.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're running through the marathon and shit. And they cut through. They're like, "There's my wife's yogurt thing. We'll cut through this." And they cut through, and then now they got yogurts.
Yeah.
And they're running. And then they go here. It's almost like a Ferris Bueller scene. He's like, "Here, he's like, these are my friends. They're having a barbecue. We'll cut through here." And they cut through. And the friends having a barbecue. Cut through. They're like, "Come on, we'll get some chicken." And they got chicken now. And they're sitting, and they sit to eat the chicken. And he tells them like, "Man," he's like, "Oh God, there's no." Kevin's like, I think there's only one way out of this, Gary. He's like, what? He goes, I have a ticket. It may be worth $1 million. Not sure. He goes, really? And then they kind of start talking, and then it cuts away, right? And we see the Italian guys cutting through the race, like the Italian guys coming up on them, and they take off running again, and they cut through the race again, and it looks like they win, right? And everybody's like celebrating them and shit. And right then the Italian dudes grab him, and they pull him off to the side. And Kevin's like, look, I have something you may be interested in. And he doesn't want to give it up, and he pulls out his pocket, and he gives them the ticket. And he's like, oh. And then he doesn't like give it away at first, and Gary's like, come on, man, you have to. You'll have friends, and you'll be rich in love. And he's like, oh, it's $1 million. He's like, trust me. And he lets it go. 6 months later.
Okay.
Kevin is pulling up to that same fancy house. Now he's in a fancy red Porsche. And he is a famous top-selling author for his book, Kevin Franklin, The Houseguest.
Hilarious.
There's a huge party, right? All these white people are there. They're all, everybody's there, and he's walking through the party. He's like, yo, Kevin. And they're watching the big spin show that the ticket was for, that you can win the $1 million.
Right.
And the 3 gangsters are on it. And they spin it, and it looks like they won the $1 million, and everybody's like, oh, my God, they won it. Kevin's like, this is bullshit. And then right then the ball bounces, and they only win like 5,000.
Yeah.
And he's like, I lied. This is the greatest game I've ever seen, right? Cut to, you see Gary and Kevin outside, and they're grilling burgers, and they're singing songs, and they're like riffing songs about burgers, genuinely making each other laugh as the credits roll. Houseguest.
What a fun movie. Well, yeah, it was fun.
It ends with them just riffing.
That's good.
Making each other just ball bust laugh.
Oh, the price of admission is worth watching those two riff.
It's silly. It's all clean. It's not like they're just riffing about. They're just like singing like burger songs.
Right.
Like cheeseburgers, cheeseburgers. We want onions on you. Like and they're just going back but like the way Phil Hartman's laughing, it's every time Sinbad gets him, it's like as the credits just roll.
I love it.
It's a silly good time movie. Me and my brother loved this movie as a kid because we love Sinbad. He's one of the few comics I hate that I haven't seen live. Our friend Trey Stewart says that
the hardest crush at the comedy store was Sinbad.
And as you guys know, that's also a compliment beyond compliments to be one of the highest crushes that a guy who worked at that place has seen, and who's been here for almost 10 years.
Yeah,
so that's how funny fucking Sinbad is. But R.I.P. Phil Hartman, man, what a fucking legend.
Well, yeah, just what a talent. What a talent.
Pure talent. If you haven't seen Houseguest, man, go watch it, guys. It's a fun motherfucking movie. It really is. Just a good time. Straight up 90s fun.
What can I say except the 90s?